Welcome to our channel. Today we will explore one of the most horrifying figures in the history of serial killers, Richard Ramirez, known as the Night Stalker. His crimes shocked America in the 1980s, and his story still evokes fear and curiosity. Richard Ramirez was born on February 29, 1960, in El Paso, Texas. He grew up in a troubled family where violence and abuse were common. His uncle, a Vietnam War veteran, taught him methods of killing, which undoubtedly influenced his psyche. In his teenage years, Ramirez began using drugs and became interested in Satanism, laying the groundwork for his later criminal activities. Ramirez's first murder occurred on June 28, 1984. He attacked a 79-year-old woman named Jenny Vincow in her home in Los Angeles. Ramirez broke into her house, assaulted her, and ultimately took her life. This murder marked the beginning of his horrific series of crimes that would continue for several months.
The horror began in June 1984. Los Angeles was under siege. Death waited in the dark at the hands of a man they called the Night Stalker. After a 14-month reign of terror, he was finally caught. It was only then that his true identity was discovered. His name, Richard Ramirez.
From 1984 to 1985, Ramirez committed at least 13 murders and numerous attacks. His crimes caused panic in society, prompting an active police investigation. He left symbols associated with Satanism at the crime scenes, which led to his nickname, the Night Stalker. One of the most dangerous and unusual crimes committed by Ramirez was the murder of a 32-year-old woman named Mary Ann Valdez, which took place on August 31st, 1985. Ramirez broke into her home, where she lived with her husband. Instead of killing the husband, he forced him to witness the brutal murder of his wife. This crime became a symbol of his cruelty and ruthlessness.
Richard Ramirez's whole trip was to hide in a tree or hide behind a fence and watch his victims at nighttime and wait into the wee hours of the night. And then, while they slept, creep in, like a coward, and kill them.
The Night Stalker killed at least 13 times, 13 people who were awakened in the night to face death. At least 15 others survived his brutal attacks.
I didn't particularly care for people.
In a rare interview, Ramirez refused to discuss his own crimes, but had this to say about serial killers.
A serial killer comes about by circumstances and like a recipe: poverty, drugs, child abuse. These things, contribute to a person, to a person's frustration and anger, and at some point in life, he explodes.
Perhaps for Richard Ramirez, that anger and frustration turned to rage, which he in turn took out on his victims.
Why on earth would you have hurt those people? Why did you kill those people?
No comments. No comments. I cannot answer that at this time.
What was Richard's motive?
To kill.
That's it?
To kill. It's as simple as that.
Richard Ramirez was raised in El Paso, Texas, the youngest of 5 children born to hardworking, strict parents. Eddie Milam was Richard's best friend back then and remembers when he began to change into a troublemaker.
I did start seeing something going wrong with Ricky Ramirez. I think what really messed him up was the acid. He would do a lot of acid. The stealing, I noticed the stealing and then started as a peeping Tom and things like that.
Ramirez's passion for burglary earned him the nicknames of Ricky the Thief and Fingers. But Eddie knew Ramirez had other serious problems when he was fired from a local hotel.
He said he was fired, he was dismissed due to the cause that he had tried to molest two little kids that were going up the elevator.
Ramirez became a media phenomenon. His crimes were widely covered in the news, and he earned the nickname the Night Stalker due to his brutality and connections to Satanism. During the trial, he appeared in court with pentagram drawings on his hands, further emphasizing his connection to Satanism. In August 1985, Ramirez was apprehended after being recognized based on victim testimonies. Local residents who identified him from news photographs helped the police capture him. His arrest marked a significant step in the fight against serial killers in the U.S. Ramirez's trial began in 1988 and lasted several years. He was found guilty of 13 murders, 5 sexual assaults, and 11 other attacks. Ramirez received the death penalty in 1989, but died in prison in 2013 from cancer.
He needed to associate gruesome violence with sex in order to be completely satisfied. He also told me that he had to violently fantasize about his victims before he could go away sexually gratified.
They are desires, whereas if I didn't give in to them, I would be crushed by them. I believe in the evil in human nature. This is a wicked world, and in a wicked world, wicked people are born. I'm not going to blame society, my race, or people, or anything. It is up to the individual like myself to keep on knocking on whatever door they want to get into.
Richard Ramirez left behind a horrifying legacy, becoming one of the most infamous serial killers in U.S. history. His crimes, linked to violence and Satanism, caused panic in society and drew media attention. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. What other stories would you like to hear? See you next time.